Hi, my name is Chris Champion with J.Rockett Audio Designs with your guitar tip of the day. Okay, so one of the coolest tricks I learned when I was a youngster, trying to play some chord melodies and things of that nature. I was listening to some Joe Pass and other people. Is that it was kind of eluding me as to how they were creating all this motion and all these sounds, and yet I wasn't quite figuring out what they did. And then it dawned on me that a lot of it had to do with this. Is that so again, here's a little miniature G13 chord. I'm not even going to play the root. So my first finger goes here on the F, on the 4th string 3rd fret, second finger on the B on the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And I'm going to grab the E, which is the 13th, on the 5th fret. And I'm going to put the root on top. So instead of doing it this way, now I'm actually putting the root up on top. Okay. If you want to create a really easy way to create some motion, is to do this. I'm going to play, here's G13, and I'm going to slide it up a half step, and then I'm going to slide back down a half step, but I'm actually going to put my pinky on the A. So I have this. And if I wanted to go back, so what happens is there's a little bit of an illusion, is that the melody, or the top note, what the listener perceives as the melody, is, but the chord underneath is just going like this. So here's the deal again. So this time I voice it, I've got the G on top. And now I'm going to slide up a half step, I've got the A flat on top. I go slide the chord back down a half step, but the melody note now goes to the A. Then I could slide it up another half step and go to the B flat on top. And then it can come back down. Okay? Now, that works great on one chord. What if you're going to another chord? Well, quite regularly in jazz terminology, we call it a tritone sub. So if I was going from, say, a G13 to, so I was playing a blues, going to the C chord, is again, I can use the same idea, is I just put a half step above where I was going. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? So here's the scientific reason it works, is we have strong beats and we have weak beats. Beats 1 and 3 are strong beats, beats 2 and 4 are weak beats. If you can put a chord a half step above or below wherever you're going on a weak beat. So in this case, this is how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right? So I'm always coming back to some version of the chord on a strong beat of 1 and 3. And like I said, if I'm going to another chord, I can use that same idea on beat 4. Right before I go to that chord, I can go a half step up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? And I could do the same thing here. So, let me sum this up for you. I've gotten more mileage out of this little trick for playing chord, especially when I have to do solo gigs. If I need to sit down and I'm going to play a solo gig. it's actually so easy it almost sounds difficult. But the reality is that basically you just create some version of the chord is on 1 and 3, and some either a half step up or a half step down is on beats 2 and 4. 1,